as you saw in our last episode, we are in Port Stevens and we visited a cat yesterday, and we had, I don't know about Vernon, quite a hard night because it was a lot of excitement and doubts and things about this cat and about what we're gonna do. And Vernon is already up. Me, I snoozed a little bit because I didn't sleep that good this night. And I'm gonna ask to him what he's thinking this morning about this cat. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm pretty good. Got my breakfast, nice and healthy. Look at that. I'm feeling good.
You slept good?
Yeah, slept really good. Just like a stone, no dreams. Just boom, woke up.
And how do you feel about the cat this morning?
Feeling good about the cat, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty instinctive, I guess. I loved it. It's basically just twice the size of Chehalion, but it is sort of Chehalion in a way, the way it's built and the way it should sail and everything. So yeah, feeling good about it. Just the money side of it is a bit worrying or tricky, but it's only money, right? What did you feel?
That was quite a hard night for me. It's a lot of questions, but as yesterday too, I think I was feeling quite good when I stepped on the boat.
First impression.
Yeah, like I have a good feeling on it, so I suppose, yeah, we can trust this.
Yeah. But when we were sailing, how did that feel?
Different, really different and calm, and I think I was anyway a bit nervous because it was really different than what I was expecting.
Yeah?
Yeah, like how you are sailing it, like the different things you have to set, and like I was expecting maybe more close of what I'm knowing on this boat.
Well, I thought it was very close. I mean, obviously the way where the winches are and you're steering with a wheel for the first time. Normally we steer with the autopilot or just with the tiller, but
the wheel is new for me. I never had Traveller because I know only Chehalion, and also I don't know, just the how it's large and you are positioned on the side when you're having the wheel. It's more hard for me to know the direction you are going and what you're watching, but yeah.
But anyway, that's just learning by doing, that's getting to know it. But the general feeling of being able to live on this boat is good?
Yeah, I think.
So yeah, let's do it. It's just all the money we've got.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we have to sell Chehalion, we have to get the right money for it, and all in a good time.
Yeah. Well, that's the tricky thing. We actually talked to Chris, the owner, and explained our circumstance, saying, well, A, we don't want to own two boats, and B, we can't because I don't have that much money to buy the cat outright and still own Chehalion and just wait for it to sell. So what I said to him was, well, we can pay you a 50% deposit to show our commitment to it, and then the rest when Chehalion sells. And he was like, well, that might take months. And I was like, no, I reckon it'll be 2 weeks.
Yeah, a bit ambitious.
And she was like, well, she looked at me like, oh, what are you saying? And then I was like, then I thought like, oh, 2 weeks is maybe a bit quick, but okay, maybe a month.
And even with the 2 weeks, he was not looking 100% sure it was okay. So even if we are super enthusiastic, maybe Chris is gonna be like, no, it's too complicated.
Yeah, so I don't know.
How much you think you can have with Chehalion?
Well, that's the tricky thing, you know. I'm looking online at first at other sayers, and then at other boats in the similar size, similar year. I mean, if you're selling a Bavaria or a Juno or a Beneteau, it's very much like selling a house in a suburb. You can just see, well, what did that one go for, and mine's exactly the same, but I've got new sails and batteries, so I'll add $5,000 to it. That's about it. With Chehalion, she's custom made. The year is obviously known, but you know, like how much price do you put on it? Some people will pay way more for a custom boat, like me, because I know if it's done right, it's far superior in quality to a production boat. But a lot of people who don't know much about boats trust production. They're like, well, it's from a factory, it must be better. And you're like, no.
Yeah, but you can also understand because some of the custom built are also not good. Like, if
well,
you know
no,
who
there's a difference
built
between custom built and homemade.
yeah, but for
Like, this
some
was
people
made
it's
in
the
a
same.
factory at all yacht spas by professionals, but it was to order and it was custom made. That is a big difference than in Barry's shed for 14 years.
Yeah, but some people are just thinking it's
but
the same.
Yeah, so we would be trying to sell Chehalion to a discerning customer. But right, you still have to find the right price because people tend to look at boats differently than houses, for example. Can I make a tea?
Yeah.
I'll talk about this. So, if someone buys a house, they'll pay what they think is a fair price, and they'll keep it for 10 years, and then when it comes time to sell, because you know they've got a family or they're moving jobs or whatever, you don't just put the price that you paid for it. You ask around in the suburb, what did that house sell? What did that house? Oh shit, they've gone up 40%. All right, I'm going to put mine at 40% plus another 15% like wiggle room. So it's not really just the value of the house, it's the perception of the value. And so with a boat, people tend to always like, well, he bought it 5 years ago for 60,000, then it should be worth 50 now because it's 10 years older. It's just a bit of a weird way to look at it. Yeah, I guess in my view, it comes down to demand. Obviously during COVID, it was just a crazy market. There were no boats left to sell. Everyone had bought them all, so people were buying boats sight unseen, and the price was going up instead of normally, you know, you put 30 grand more on and you end up where you want, sort of. So it's at a tricky point now. It's not the COVID times anymore, but the market is still quite hot. But there are way more boats on the market now than there was a year ago.
Yeah, and also we didn't see any boat really similar of Chehalion. I think I saw one on the market in New Zealand, a little bit bigger, but the inside was really different. We can't really compare because most of the kind of racy boats like this are almost empty. They are not liveaboard and they have nothing installed to be self-efficient with energy and things. So even if it's a good racing boat, it has some stuff on top of it that we install to live inside, but it doesn't have the comfort of some liveaboard who are really built for that. So it's a bit an hybridation build, an hybrid boat.
Yeah, see, I'm looking at Saya here on Boats Online, and there's a 40-foot centre cockpit Saya that's 2 years older than Chehalion. It's 2 foot longer, and it, you know, it's not as performance orientated. It's a bit more cruiser friendly. The insides are a little bit nicer built than this boat, but I would say performance wise it's quite a bit behind Chehalion. But it's 230,000, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of money. But then there's a couple other Sayas. A Saya 40 here for, well, it's more of a race version, but it's quite a bit older, and that's for 60,000. So yeah, somewhere in between, I guess. Here's a Saya 11, which is 2010, so it's 5 years newer than Chehalion. But it's got a lifting keel, which is nice for performance, but on a small boat, it basically puts a wall through the whole middle of the boat, so you don't have, you know, the interior is basically destroyed through having the lifting keel. That's 135,000. So 230, 130 and 60, so we're in that range somewhere. We're definitely not at the lower end and we're not at the higher end, so I guess we'll just put it in between somewhere and then see how we go. At least Chehalion's quite well known through us doing these videos. Everything's basically catalogued, all the work we've done, all the sailing capabilities. I think we've pushed it through, you know, lots of different scenarios. So anyway, we'll put it online, sell it.
Yep.
Sell poor Chehalion. Yeah, well, we've had good memories, we've made great memories, we've made lots of videos that we can always go back and see. It's sad to sell Chehalion, but then, you know, we're going to make our home on a new boat and make new memories on that boat, you know?
For sure, and I think it's good, and I'm quite happy to start that with you, because like Chehalion was already to you before, and I came on board in the middle, so it's also quite enjoyable to start something on a new boat together.
Luckily for us, Chris and Liz, the owner of Trade Runner, accepted our offer and payment method, and we put all of this in a contract. So it is now time to put Chehalion on the market.
Okay, well, the big decision's been made. I don't know. I make decisions fast. I base my decisions off my instincts, and my instincts have done me pretty well throughout my life. I guess it's hard to compare. I don't have a parallel universe, but anyway, next thing is we got to sell Chehalion. I don't think it'll be that hard because we basically advertise how amazing she is every week. Like, yeah, if there's somebody who wants a good boat, well, this is a pretty good one and everyone can see it on the videos. Anyway, so collect a bunch of pictures together. That also wasn't hard because we have a lot of pictures of Chehalion. So I put a folder full of them here. And yeah, it's actually pretty cool to look through them because some of them are old, like that one's from somewhere in Indonesia. That's obviously Indonesia. That's Solomon Islands on the way to Indonesia. I was by myself there. Yeah, Indo, I don't know, hauling out somewhere. That was from Yamba just the other week. That was also from coming down from the Gold Coast. That was interesting story. This picture, I'll show you that one. This was one of the first pictures I took of Chehalion with the drone, and I sent this high res to John, the guy who built this boat, and he printed it out and he's got it on his wall. So yeah, pretty cool. That was one of the first pictures where I was like, wow, this boat is an amazing boat because she just looks so good carving through the water like that. So I was pretty stoked on that one. And yeah, just a bunch of other pictures, you know, to sell the boat. Some inside, we took a bunch of inside pictures this morning. Just, yeah, all the boring stuff. And yeah, I'm going to put these online. So the website I'm going to use is Boats Online, and I think it's connected with Yacht Hub. So you just pay a $45, I think, or maybe it's no, 75 Australian dollars, about 50 American bucks. And then it gets put on those two, which has a fairly big reach, especially here in Australia. And also on a few Facebook groups. But first I'll just show you what I've done here. Yeah, Boats Online, Yacht Hub. Yeah, you pay your money, start a little account, put in your password or whatever. And then it's just a matter of going through and filling it out. It's quite intuitive. It's quite an easy website to deal with. I wrote some of this. I also copy pasted some of it off from when I bought the boat because obviously the construction and the way it's designed, all that hasn't changed. So I just, you know, did a bit of a cheat there, did a bit of that, and then also all the new stuff, all the refitting. You guys have seen me do this, well, not this year, last year, 22, and also a couple of years before that, the new rigging and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, you can put all that stuff in, and then, you know, you can do a little preview of the ad. So this is how the ad looks. And so you notice we'll put the price at 135 Australian dollars, which is about 75,000 American, something like that. And that's sort of, you know, what we were saying before, that's what we've come to as a fair price. There's a bit of wiggle room. I didn't put negotiable, but obviously every price is negotiable. Depends how fast you want to sell it. If we want 135, it might take longer. If someone offers less and we want to sell it right away, well, we'll do that, you know. But you got to put a starting price. If I put 125, well, people are going to assume that I'm going to go down to 100, I guess. So start off with that. So anyway, that's going online today, and we'll, yeah, fingers crossed.
Now the ad is out. Let's have a look at this couple of frog mouths that we saw in Lemon Tree Passage. Amazing and weird animals. You are probably wondering why I am showing this right now, and it is a good question. First, because they are really funny animals, but in fact it is because I don't have any footages to illustrate what I will tell you right now. 2 days after putting Chehalion to sale, a man called Andrew came to visit our dear Shishi. After 1 hour of chat and visit with Vernon, hands were shaked and Chehalion was under contract. More amazing than spotting these two camouflages frog mouths, our boat was sold in a record time, and the 2 weeks estimation of Vernon at the end were quite realistic.
So we sold Chehalion, and I should be super happy because, like, in 2 days that was not even something I could imagine, but I am not. I think I didn't really realize it went really fast, and yeah, it's quite hard for me to know that now it's real. We're gonna say goodbye to Chehalion. I mean, I changed homes so many times, and yeah, I never had really problem to move, and I was expecting that it would be the same with a boat, but it is not. I think more than a home, it's something who's following you in so many different places and adventures, and you are living so many intense emotions in a boat. Then now I know that I have to say goodbye to Chehalion soon. It's quite hard. I think it's gonna take me some days to really accept that, even if I was probably the one who were starting to think about another boat at the beginning. But yeah, it's not easy. And yeah, Chehalion is such an amazing boat, and I really hope we're gonna have a lot of love and good feelings and experience on this new boat too. I mean, even if it was not the case, we can still find another boat, but that would be so sad to say goodbye to Chehalion and regret it. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna process all these infos and trying to project myself in the new boat, and yeah.
This period in between Chehalion and Trade Runner was not the most comfortable for both of us. All of our memories on Chehalion, all the great adventures we get to experience on this fabulous boat, made the packing and the goodbyes not as easy as what we were expecting. After this video full of talking, we decided to share with you some of the highlights we had on Chehalion to share with you all of our best memories. After this nostalgic session, it is time for us to thank all of you for watching our weekly videos. These amazing memories on Chehalion are also used, and it was so cool to share all of them with all of you guys. A special thanks to all of our patrons. Without you, this whole sailing learning by doing journey would not be possible, so really thank you. Having you behind us, supporting us, helping us with the cost of video making as cameras, editing softwares, time we are investing in this YouTube channel are making these productions sustainable, and it is awesome. I really hope you will continue to enjoy our next adventures on the new boat, but let's talk about this in the next episode. And for now, we are wishing you all a wonderful week. Bye bye.
Bukan selama hidupku, bukan selamanya dalam satu barisku. Pribadi kampungku yang selalu dalam hatiku. Bukan selama hidupku.